Does it require a bigger budget in the L&D function to do some of these things today that are required digitally than it did, let's say, 10, 12 years ago?
It's a good question. So is this like bigger budgets are needed for L&D? And I would answer the following way. L&D budgets are still shrinking everywhere. Now, the way I would answer your question is to say, given whatever budget you've got, what's the best investment to make for learning? Okay? My point of view is, if you can find this learning like I've been talking about here, this little company, Nomadic Learning, it can look like a relatively significant portion of your ever-shrinking budget, but the return on investment can be far better than sending the top 3% of your managers. Because you're going to send it's scalable. You can send 10,000 people. Now, that can still look like a chunk of change, but when you do it on a per-person look, it's in 1/100th of the cost of sending the executives to a 5-day program. So it's a great question you have. What's a digital, well-done, well-produced digital that works, etc., is not cheap, but it can be a really good investment of your funds. I want to say that, and then part B, answer to your question is, because as organizations, leaders are becoming more aware of the fact that their product or service has to change ever more rapidly than it did in the past, and they need a learning organization present to be understanding how that service or product has to move. Business leaders are going to fund that. You're going to get more funding if you can show how learning and development is going to enable that faster cycling. I was saying this at the conference yesterday. Okay, good news, learning and development. You know, we're growing up. We're coming at the C-suite table because the organizations need us because the world's changing too fast and we have to help the organization. That's the good news. Bad news is, better show how that investment is going to achieve that, or they'll go find somebody else.